Picture this, you log into World of Warcraft vanilla, you're not a human, not an elf, not an orc. You're a Murloc. And every single player in the world, they're bots, programmed to hunt you down on sight, because to them, you are the NPC. Hey, it's Uncle Chimpus here, and this is the Roguelike game mode that I created for World of Warcraft. Chaos Mode. A custom game mode I built from scratch inside World of Warcraft Classic, where I play as the monster and the bots are playing the heroes that are trying to stop me. And then watch it all immediately fall apart. Let me explain how this works. So before we dive in, let me break down what's actually going on here. First off, the XP rate is 3 times higher than normal. Hardcore rules. I die, I reroll. New race, new spawn point, fresh start, no second chances. Race selection is random. I have 3 races unlocked from the beginning, which are Murloc, Kobold and Satyr. As I progress, reaching new dungeons and completing achievements will unlock new ones. Pirates from dead mines, bog elementals from wailing caverns, dark iron dwarves from the black rock depths, and so on, all the way to abominations from Skullomance and liches from Stradholm. Each race has its own skill tree, not a class tree, a race tree. 3 branches per race, built entirely from existing WoW spells and some new custom passives. The trees are intentionally unbalanced in my favor. They have to be, I'm massively outnumbered. No cities, neither Stormwind nor Orgrimmar are accessible. NPCs there are not friendly to me, but dungeon enemies are. All dungeons become safe zones which have their own merchants and trainers that I can use. That makes Deadmines essentially my first city, and getting there is the early game. And then there's the achievement system. Every run, every kill, every dungeon reached are accounted in our roguelite progression. There are certain goals that we can complete for each activity. Each activity has a goal. These goals unlock permanent rewards that I can carry into my following runs. These rewards consist of bonus starting gold, enemies dropping more loot, extra skill points, and all of these bonuses compound, and the world becomes slightly more survivable. So, let's see how this goes. We roll, and we get a Murloc. Murlocs start at level 5. They have 1 skill point already unlocked. Their base ratios are 40% increased swim speed, plus 15 to fishing, and 5% increased agility. Each race has a different starting level. The skill tree has 3 branches. Tide, a melee physical path. Storm, a lightning and frost based spellcasting. And Deep, shadow damage and sustain. The last one is particularly interesting. Deep has corruption, drain life, and eventually abilities that reduce spell damage taken. What I was going for was a warlock flavored Murloc, hiding underwater and ticking dots on enemies. But the first ability that I choose to go for is Lightning Bolt. It's probably the best option if I want to play it safe. Spawn point is Elven Forest, inside a Murloc village of sorts. And here's the thing about that lake. These Murlocs swimming around me, they are friendly to me. In the early levels, they'll peel off players off me if I get caught. They basically work like bodyguards, so I might rely on them in the early game for a little bit. There's even a chest spawn nearby that I find almost immediately, and I get enough gold to buy a short staff. That combined with the 5 minor healing potions that I got from it, and I'm feeling cautiously optimistic. Level 6 I reach almost in no time at all, and I spend the newly gained skill point on Tide Regeneration. 5 hit points per 5 seconds. Doesn't sound like much, but it's actually massive. Less downtime, faster mob clearing, and it lowers the chance of getting caught off guard while my HP is low. I'm still short of level 7 when the first player appears, a level 8 human warlock. And normally, 3 levels under, just a stick and some potions, I would probably die here. But he's standing in a lake that's full of Murlocs. My friends aggro onto him. I have to use a healing potion, but we managed to take him down. First player kill, and it's worth mentioning, honor kills matter here. There are achievements that are tied to PvP. Bonus stats and extra skill points when I create my next character. Ignoring players if I want to progress is not an option. Level 7. We get charged from the tide tree. A gap closer that's both useful for PvP and PvE as well. In the long run, I think I'm going to focus on the tide tree. But I think it's time that we started exploring. So we go south. There's a kobold mine here. There should be a lot more bots here. The quest density in this area is pretty high, so there's a high chance of them ganging up on me. I kill a few kobolds and now I'm level 8. I pick up corruption from the deep tree. My theory is that if someone chases me into the water, I dodge them before diving in. The swim speed advantage means they can't catch me. They either lose me or they die chasing me. I notice a level 7 human mage fighting a stone tusk boar. I engage while he's occupied. He uses a health potion. And thankfully it's not enough. The boar and I defeat him together. Level 9. I put a second point into tide regeneration. I need sustain more than I need a few abilities right now. And not too far off from our last PvP fight, we meet the Night Elf Rogue, Alalir, level 9 Night Elf Rogue. He's farming mobs when I find him. I engage, but he uses Gouge to interrupt any spellcast that I do. It's messy, but we win anyway. The nearby mob helps as well. But it seems the rogue doesn't take it personally. He resurrects on his corpse and immediately starts hunting me. We dance for the next several minutes. He jumps me while I'm fighting a mob. Well, it's fair. I did the same thing to him. We end up near the river. I swim and he loses me. I come back ashore. He's already waiting. He nearly kills me and I'm left with 4 health points. I dive back in. I'm able to lose him once again. After regaining my health, I come back ashore. And just as I'm about to target him, he vanishes. Eventually, I find him farming enemies. I manage to take him down, and just a few minutes later, he has respawned once again. He's gonna kill me eventually, so I start running in the opposite direction. One more player encounter. This time, a level 8 human priest. She attacks me first, but together with a Murloc buddy of mine, we manage to take her down. I go back to the Murloc village and sell all of the stuff that I don't need. If I can stay alive a few more levels, that mine should become reachable. That's the goal here. The dungeon unlocks pirates as a playable race and opens up blacksmithing trainers, merchants and any other sort of NPCs that we can use. Our first actual safe zone, but I'm not there yet. So I decided to check another kobold mine that's nearby. There I could find some chests. It's definitely worth checking out. Inside the mine, a level 12 human warrior shows up. I engage anyway as he was fighting a kobold and I thought I had the upper hand. The mob respawn rate here depends on the amount of players in the game, and we have thousands of bots running around. A freshly spawned kobold aggroes onto me as my level is lower than the warriors. And then another one. We're dead. Run 1 ends and we have 0 achievements unlocked. We were pretty close to getting a 20% increased XP rate. We roll again and we get a kobold. Kobold starts at level 6 with 2 skill points, and its racial passives are plus 10 to fire resistance, plus 15 to mining, and the inability to equip 2-handed weapons.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The skill tree has 3 branches. Pickaxe, a warrior style melee heavy on defense and one-handed mastery. Tunnel, rogue stealth branch, backstab, gouge, sinister strike. Candle, the mage hybrid, that has some both custom passives and some fire magic spells. One of the more interesting custom nodes in the system is mining mastery. It sits at the top of the tunnel tree. It teaches you journeyman mining without a trainer, hands you a pickaxe, and basically doubles the amount of copper and tin ore you can mine. You can mine every single tin and copper node 2 times as much. Higher ranks scale with better ore types. It's an economy ability, and it's probably going to be a good way of getting some professional goals completed. Also, the kobold spawn has a forge and an anvil inside the mine itself. So, Ores can be processed almost immediately. For my 2 talent points, I take Rend and Sinister Strike, a dot and a direct damage ability. I haven't left the mine yet. A level 8 human rogue catches me at the entrance. 2 of the kobolds inside the mine attack her, but it's not enough. And just like that, the run is over. We still have nothing unlocked. Let's go for a third one. And we get Kobold again. I restart the server, and the bot locations change as well. I have just a few minutes before the world populates again. I take the same abilities again, and just a few seconds later I'm already outside the mine exploring. And I have to admit, the Sinister Strike Rend combo feels a lot better. The difference feels obvious. We find another early chest, and we get minor healing potions. And it has become quite clear that these are not optional. Every player bot seems to be running HP consumables as well. So if I don't match that, I lose every extended fight. We get to level 7 and I unlock Malice. It increases our crit rate by 1% per rank. It's the best DPS investment available at this tier. First players appear in the distance. Most of them don't seem to notice me. I see a Murloc nearby and I try to fight her. But it seems she has the upper hand, so I retreat. I look for a good opening, and when she engages an enemy, I decide to attack her. She runs, but I manage to take her down. For now, I have the other kobolds protecting me, but I can't stay here for long. The player density in this zone is going to become a death sentence if I overstay. 2 things I want to do before I leave. There's a rare mob named Mother Fang at the back of the mine. She has potentially useful loot and guaranteed achievement progress. And the second goal is to get to level 10. Our build is quite strong and we managed to level up pretty fast. The level 8 and 9 skill points I invest into Malice once again. But we spend the level 10 skill point on mining mastery. The ores start doubling, and I mine what I can in the Kobold mine. All of these ores are converted into bars, and now if I reach a blacksmithing trainer, I should have a pretty easy time with blacksmithing. With Mother Fang dead and a lot of bars in my inventory, I go to Westfall. And on my way out of Elwyn Forest, I engage a level 9 human warlock. And just like that, we get another honor kill. 4th one of the run. The main road has a lot of foot traffic, so I decide to go south. I follow the river to the west, and here it is, Westfall. Some of the enemies are a little bit too high to engage, but I try to fight the ones that I can. Level 11 and 12 comes relatively quickly. At level 11 I invest another point into Malice, and when I reach level 12 I take charge. Now I have an opener, a dot, direct damage and a gap closer. The kit is finally coming together. It seems some of the bots still haven't caught up to me, and Westfall is relatively bot free, for now. The Defias are friendly to me, but not to the bots. I find some chest spawns here and I take what I can. Besides that, I find a merchant there as well. Could be pretty useful in the future. After that, I enter the Dead Mines. And just like that, we unlock pirates as a playable faction. We find a blacksmithing trainer inside, and from blacksmithing we get some gear improvements as well. But speaking of gear, we find a dungeon merchant. These merchants will sell the equipment that would be droppable in the dungeon itself. In the early dungeons, they will cost gold, but later on, all of this gear will require honor instead. The implication is clear. I can't buy my way to endgame gear. I have to fight for it. So PvP is not something I can avoid. 2 characters down. 1 dungeon reached. 1 race unlocked. And already a dozen things I didn't anticipate. The player density, Alalir hunting me across an entire riverbank, the way mob respawns in a high traffic zone can just delete you mid-fight. The achievement system is coming together though. So if you have some opinions or suggestions what I should change, please write them in the comments below. Stay tuned if you want to see more. See you in the next one.